Welcome back. I thought I'd do something different because it's just the one game. This is a T-shirt that my wife got me for Christmas. I think it's kind of fun. And I'm wearing my Jets jacket, which is one of my favorite jackets. I got this from True North, the Jets store website. All right, so Winnipeg in against the Minnesota Wild today. This is a rematch from yesterday. Brossoit versus Fleury. It is 1,000 games for Fleury. He does not end up equaling Patrick Roy's win total, but he's going to get there. Lowry versus Maroon on the opening faceoff. Basically, Lowry and Maroon had a chat before the whistle. All right, let's do this, and I like that. You get that out of the way, it's done. There weren't any other fights in the game. It was a physical game. There were some chippy moments in the game, but it was not the blood feud that I think some people were rooting for going into this one. So, Eriksson Ek has a shot that's blocked. Boldy to Johansson, near miss there. The Wild had the early momentum in this. Patan has a rush chance that saved. The shots are 5-1 Minnesota. We're only 2.5 minutes in. The hitting was ramping up too, as we all figured it was going to. Ehlers to Morrissey gets picked off. We get a power play for the Jets. It seemed to be a kind of weak call on that one. If you're going to call a cross-check there, you're going to be calling a lot of penalties. The interesting thing is they didn't call a ton of penalties in this game. So that one just kind of stands out as a borderline call. Probably wouldn't be called a cross-check in most cases, I wouldn't think. But anyways, there's an early clear. Foligno with a good forecheck during the penalty kill. The Jets set up. Ehlers is denied. There's a near miss for Velarde. Gets cleared out. Power play's killed off. 2 shots on net. The Wild have a 3-on-2 that gets broken up. The Wild press. After that, Tony Nato can't bury one in close. The Wild press with 9.5 minutes left. The Jets, though, doing a good job of blocking shots and clearing it out. Ehlers misses one high on a net drive. Strong forechecking by the Wild again. The third and fourth lines of both of these teams, very good forecheckers, very good at getting the puck. Honestly, both teams play a similar style to one another. There's a stick save on a Sandberg blast, or a 6 save, I guess. I could throw that out there, too. Jets press with 7 minutes left. Barron has a backhand that's caught and held. The Wild score, so they challenge it for offside, and yeah, just by a foot, it's offside. By a foot, I mean the actual skate. Anyway, it's fine. Tried to be clever, bad idea. So, a lot of booing for the fact that goal gets taken back. The Wild, though, they press the next shift. They had a 3-on-2 that nearly scores. Perfetti has his own shoulder hit the post as he comes back during that 3-on-2. I think fans wanted a call there because I think they felt that Perfetti intentionally pushed the net off to get the whistle, but he was just coming back. I don't think there was anything really intentional there, and he kind of hurt himself on the play. He would stay in the game, though. Eriksson Ek has a chance that's held. There's some pushing. And then on the resulting face-off win, it's a goal for Minnesota. Foligno scores from Spurgeon and Goudreau at 18:07. So that's how you bounce back after the offside takes a goal away. You score on your next opportunity. The Wild press to close it out. And the Wild, 10-0 coming into today if they lead after the first period. And a very good record for Minnesota as well when they score first. So everything pointing towards a Minnesota victory at this point. So we go to the second period. Eriksson Ek fires one high. The Wild resumes some strong forechecking. But at 2:08, it's a rebound goal by Lowry. He scores from Appleton and DeMello. And that's the 100th goal in the career of Adam Lowry. And it felt like that was kind of against the flow of play that Winnipeg gets that one. Then there's a near miss for Ehlers. The Wild clear. The shots are 2-0 Winnipeg, 4.5 minutes in. Janssen Fjallby has a net drive that saved. Scheifele had a net feed that's picked off. Brossoit poke checks Johansson as he's on a net drive. Post for Sandberg on a face-off win. The Wild clear. Foligno's denied in close as the Wild press. Duhaime was robbed on a rush. They press some more, so Minnesota getting opportunities in a 1-1 tie. Then Dillon hits the post. So that's 2 posts in very short time there. Jets press after that. Scheifele has a shot that's blocked. We get a delay of game call, gives the Jets the power play, which was 3 for its last 30 coming into this game. So not fantastic. Early clear, Ehlers has a rush that's blocked. Shorthanded rush then by Middleton. Wild really weren't giving him any room. They kill that off once again. 2 shots for Winnipeg on the power play. There was a near miss for Goudreau on a 3-on-2 rush. The Wild press with 3.5 minutes left. Morrissey has a chance that's held. We're getting into the speed here, where there's a lot of transition play, a lot of back and forth, a lot of rushes. Maroon has a shot that's kicked aside. Goudreau has a net feed that's blocked. Things get pushy at the horn. It's 1-1 after 2. And it felt like playoffs. Third period, Tony Nato has a shot that's held. There's a post for Scheifele and close. It's cleared out. The Wild press it a minute and a half, and they draw a power play. Hartman has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared briefly. They bring it right back in. They cycle. Boldy has a shot that saved the rebound clear. And then with 4 seconds left in the power play at 3:56, Freddie Gaudreau gets his third of the year from Johansson and Patan. So Patan in the lineup because of the injury to Kaprizov, and suddenly Minnesota has the lead back. Jets, though, they draw a power play the next shift. They would score on theirs to even the game again. Nemesnikov scores from Perfetti and Schmidt at 4:52. He buries that one far corner from the right circle. Faber then has a shot kicked aside as the Wild press to respond. There was more pressure by them at 6.5 minutes. And then I'm writing Jets go back to the power play. And rudely, while I'm writing Jets go back to the power play, they score before the power play. At 7:32, it's Tony Nato, who has been very good for Winnipeg since being called up. He scores from Dillon and Pionk, and he buries his own rebound there at the net. And so for Tony Nato, I think he has 2 assists since the call-up. I think that's his first goal. Good for him. So the Wild look to answer. Good forechecking by Iafallo. Things get pushy on a hold by Fleury. The shots are 8-3 Winnipeg halfway through the period. Jets press. Niederreiter has a chance that's held. Boldy to Eriksson gets blocked, but the Wild press. The Wild had a lot of zone time, just could not get a really great opportunity at the net for the most part. There's a near miss for Middleton. Jets clear. The teams exchange rushes. Ehlers gets denied from the inner slot. That might have been the best save of the night for Fleury. Or I guess best save of the day, right? Jets press with 3.5 minutes left. Faber, net drive nearly ties it. So Brock Faber basically says, fine, I'll just put the team on my back and see what I can do. Doesn't quite work out. Goalie pull happens with 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Spurgeon has a shot that's held. There's some pushing with 1:04 left. The Wild call a timeout. And there's another Spurgeon blast that gets held. And they had opportunities, just again, Winnipeg doing a very good job of A, keeping them to the outside, and B, not taking a dumb penalty. The Jets stayed out of the box for the most part today, and Winnipeg, they had 3 power plays, but I admit the first one was kind of cheap, but then you have a delay of game call. Like, really, this was, I thought, a well-called game overall by the officials, but hey, I know there's always that disagreement after every single hockey game ever played. Shots on net, 12-8 Minnesota in the first, 8-6 Winnipeg in the second, 13-8 Winnipeg in the third. Very strong road game for them. They outshoot Minnesota 29-26. Power plays 1 for 3 for Winnipeg, 1 for 1 for Minnesota. And it's interesting because having watched the whole game, it doesn't feel like Minnesota should be behind on the shots, but Winnipeg did a good job again of keeping him to the outside and shot blocking. Power plays, Winnipeg 1 for 3, Minnesota 1 for 1. The hits, 31-15 by Minnesota, so they brought the physical game today. Brossoit saved 24-26, quietly had a very good game. And Fleury in game number 1000 saved 26 out of 29. He was good as well, but in the end, Winnipeg gets the win. They go to 22-9-4 with the 3-2 victory. Minnesota 16-15-4. They lose on back-to-back days against the Winnipeg Jets, who currently, I do believe, are now the leaders in the division. And, of course, that's going to pen what happens between Colorado, San Jose, as well as Chicago, Dallas later as to what their standing is going to be. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.